Hello there, everyone. Today we're going to be talking about the famous Living Bomb build after the patch that removed Ignite from the game. Now, there's two reasons why I'm making this video. First of all, just to show you the new playstyle that a lot of people are playing, and this is going to be a high MMR game in the rankings, so you're able to see how people play there. And the second reason is because I made a video about a Flame Strike build. I made a build for Flame Strike, and that was my first KT video, and it was after the Ignite build, and people really wanted me to make a video of Ignite, so I'm doing that build for you right here. And let's just quickly go over what the build is about. The build is going to be based around using Ignite, which is not a skill shot. It's a skill that you just mouse over a character and you deal damage over time to that character. And by doing so, you put a debuff on them, that's damage over time, and at the end of the damage over time, you do an explosion. Now, the build that everyone's going for right now is basically at level 13, you get a talent called Shame Bomb, which makes your Living Bomb basically spread to other targets when it explodes. Now, you're probably saying, well, that kind of sucks, right? Because like Living Bomb takes, what, 3 seconds to explode, and if somebody knows that they have Living Bomb on them, then they'll just run away, right? Well, here's the thing. Here's the gimmick that actually makes this build work. Your passive, if you use it with your W ability, you're able to use your Living Bomb twice in quick succession. So what you're able to do is use Living Bomb and then Living Bomb the same person, and what that's going to do, it's going to basically make your first Living Bomb explode, make an AoE, which will spread the Living Bomb to other targets. So it basically adds little to no counterplay to the enemy at that point, except for just spreading out. But the big thing is that your Living Bomb, you can put it on minions, and if you put it on the minion, later on in the game, the minion is going to most likely die if you put a second Living Bomb on it. So it's going to spread to the minions, which will then spread to the enemies. And that's going to do a lot of damage, because all those little explosions from the minions can do a metric ton of damage. So let's just quickly go through the strengths and weaknesses of this build, because this is the only time I'm gonna get to talk about this, because later on it's going to be pretty heavy teamfight based. So what is this build? Okay, the weakness, the very obvious weakness, is that you need to get somewhere near close to the enemy in order to put the Living Bombs on them. And Kael'thas is known for not having an escape. When he gets scanned, when he gets close to someone and he gets caught, he's most likely gonna die, unless it's really late game and you have Bolt of the Storm. But otherwise, the only escape you're gonna have is your E ability. That's all you're gonna have. So that is probably the biggest weakness out of it. And you do have to have some kind of minion wave, and the enemies need to be near the minion wave in order for your Living Bomb to spread. So those are two gimmicks basically. The build that you're playing is better if you're in the map that is gonna push a lot, which this map, because you're gonna summon those spiders. You're actually gonna come in with your minion wave, and you can use those minion waves to make your Living Bomb spread to the enemies. So Kael'thas, the Living Bomb build is really good in this map right here. So let's just quickly go through the talents and see what you're gonna grab. Okay, so the first thing is Mana Addict. Now if you decide you don't have to go for this, there's a trick that I'm going to show you in a little bit to having basically conserve your mana pretty well throughout the game. but it is really nice just to have that extra mana in. So, and the other talents aren't too tempting. So it's just completely up to you, but Mana Addict is usually the go-to. To see right here. Also, by the way, when you're chasing someone, it's really nice just to go into your mount if you're not gonna catch them anyways. But yeah, let's see. Second talent. All right. You're going to go for Netherwind, Netherwing, for sure in this build. In my last video that I made about the Flame Strike build, I went for Gathering Power, only because that that build is really safe and it's really, you're always on the back line, like completely on the back line. With this build, you still have to go up to minions or up to enemies to put Living Bomb. So you're not gonna get Gathering Power, you're gonna get Netherwind. Netherwind, I keep saying wing, but yeah, you're gonna use this because you're gonna get actually kind of close to people. You're actually gonna go up to their face, so it is really important for you to have that that defensive talent right there, and you can use it offensive as well, but it's mostly gonna be defense, and you do want to save it for defense. And for sure, a mandatory talent is going to be Fission Bomb. Fission Bomb. It's going to increase the radius and the damage of your explosion by 30%. That is really strong because it's going to make it easier for you to spread your bombs, which is what the build is based around. So definitely must in this build. Alrighty. And you're going to see right here, let's just quickly go through what we've been doing. We've basically just been clearing minions. We haven't done a lot of hero damage because we're just basically soaking. That's one thing that Kael'thas does, is that he's able to stay in the back line and kind of just build up his power because he's not strong until level 13 and 16. Those are the two major power spikes of him. Also level 10 kind of, but everyone has a spike at level 10. But 13 and 16 are very, very heavy spikes in Kael'thas. And that's what I'm doing right now. I'm seriously just laning. I haven't died so far, I believe. Yeah, I haven't died so far. But you have to be very, very careful and just suck. All you want to do is get to the lane game. They haven't taken any of our structures here, except for those lower turrets right there, which is really, really good because they've been on the offensive the entire game. So it's fairly good for us that we haven't died that much. Alright, and quickly I'm going to go through this and say that Phoenix, we're gonna hit level 10 right here. Phoenix is your go-to. You're playing around with your positioning so much when you're playing the Living Bomb build, and you do not want to go with your Pyroblast. Mostly because you're gonna go up to the enemy, you're gonna explosion, and then you're gonna walk around and try to get to a good position that you're not gonna die, and you're gonna be able to go in and Living Bomb again. So right here, the only thing that I have that's good is my ultimate. My Living Bomb is not spreading right now. I don't have the talent for it. So it's really essential for us to just kind of just survive at this point. We're just surviving into the late game. Because they have things like Leoric, Jaina, and Sagara that are pretty strong in the mid to early game. So right now we're just trying to push a little, trying to get as much experience as we can. We're pushing a little, but we really shouldn't have done that. I think maybe we die for it, but maybe we don't. But yeah, let's just talk about what you get after. Yeah, Pyroblast is not good in this build, mostly because standing still for 2 seconds, it's not good. Maybe if you're playing on a lower ranking where people don't notice that you're standing still for 2 seconds, that's good, but I guess if it fits your playstyle you can do it. But the cooldown and the zoning that your Phoenix can do is so great that you almost never want to pass that out. Okay, so we're gonna do a team fight right here. Again, putting your Phoenix as early as possible right there. Mostly because the cooldown is so low that you might be able to do it during the end of the team fight. Unfortunately, I ran out of mana here. Let's see what we can do. We got some kills, not bad. Got sown a little bit, but I had no mana anyways. Okay, so we're pretty close to level 13, and we basically just want to survive this. And again, level 13 is when you get your Chain Bomb, which is what you want. That's one of the spikes right there. Alright, so right here I'm just using my ultimate. That's one thing with Kael'thas. With any build you go for, don't be scared to use your ultimate. It only has a 40-second cooldown. That is so short. Look at that. It's already almost halfway through the cooldown, and I just used it. It's pretty insane. It's one of the strongest things about Kael'thas. Here's the mistake. I made one tiny attempt to put in Living Bomb, and I got destroyed. So you have to be very, very, very careful when you play this character. The only way that could have been a good play is if it had level 20. It had Bolt of the Storm, which is what I'm going to recommend, by the way, for level 20. Because again, you're going to be in those uncomfortable positions where you need to go in and Living Bomb, and you need to be able to get away in case they do throw some really harsh AC on you or something like that. Let's see. So yeah, we got Chain Bomb right here, and next we're gonna get another spike at level 16, which is Backdraft. It's going to apply a 50%. Let me just make that clear. It's going to be a 50% slow on whoever has Living Bomb on them. 50% is insane. It basically makes them move half as fast, and you're able to hit more AoEs with that. Movement is really, really important in this type of games. So that's really, really what you want to go for in this case. All right, so I was playing talents now. Let's get to the actual gameplay here. One little trick that let's see. Yeah, so again, like I mentioned, you passive Living Bomb, you see that right there. You clear the minions really fast, and you are able to spread that Living Bomb to enemies. So it's really nice poke, and it's really nice like just instantly clearing those minions, which is gonna make it really good because you're gonna be able to hit the enemies easier. Again, those minions just disappear right there, and I did a lot of damage to the enemies as well. Again, I'm gonna use those minions to my advantage if I can. And I actually don't, but I think I get that Living Bomb whenever. Alright, see that Living Bomb spread to all those enemies? Very, very nice. Again, prioritizing that passive on the Living Bomb. Now here's a little trick. Your passive has a pretty short cooldown. It has a 6-second cooldown, and your Living Bomb has a 10-second cooldown. And what your passive does, if you use it with your Living Bomb, it resets the cooldown of your Living Bomb. That's basically what it does. So, and you're also able to use your Living Bomb for free. So what you can do is, you can, if you're not going for that quick combo of spreading everything really quick, you're able to use your passive to Living Bomb, and then just save the second charge of it, and that can really save you some mana. But then again, if you want to go for that combo, for that explosion, you gotta do those two Living Bombs like that in quick succession, so that it explodes and spreads really fast. Alright, so right here, we get our 50% slow. So things are gonna get pretty nasty here. Alright, so I put my ultimate just to stun people. I spread the Living Bomb really fast. And you see those people hit by Living Bomb had a really hard time moving around, and it took a good amount of damage. So very, very strong right there. Right, so my team just catching up to people really fast. And since we're not fighting, I'm gonna mention real quick the damage that we've done. Siege damage, 95,000. Pretty crazy right there. Hero damage is up to par with the other DPS, but the siege is basically just done by you spreading your bomb to minions and structures, so you do a lot of collateral damage as well. So again, very, very strong. Alright, here we go. Again, spreading the living bomb. Not being too scared of the Leoric. His damage is not crazy when there's no one around, so definitely not a panic there. Yeah, Leoric is more of a tank killer. Unless he is backed up by other people, he's not that scary. Also, quick thing, you can use your living bomb on structures, and the explosion on the structures will spread to the other structures as well. So it's very, very strong. But then again, just using my ultimate freely, make sure to do that. A lot of Kael'thas don't do that, and it's a lot of pressure that you put on. Like, by putting my ultimate, I was able to make him back off and us get really, really easy access to the base. I believe here I mess up. Yep. I get a little too close. That's a real shame. Oop. Alright. So, siege damage. 100,000 damage. And 42,000 done to heroes. Again. Insane. Pretty damn insane. But this is not yet. It's way too early into the game. And I'm going to emphasize something that I emphasized in the last video. And that is that you really, really want Bolt of the Storm on Kael'thas. If you're going to take anything away from this video, please get Bolt of the Storm. It did get nerfed. The cooldown did go up by force. It used to be, I believe, 45 seconds. Now it's 70. But late game, and this is the video, the thing that I pointed out last video, is that late game, your death timers are going to become really big. When somebody dies, you're going to be off the fight for a very, very long time, and that can usually just straight up lose you the game. So you really want to go for those Bolt of the Storms, even though that 100% duration on your ultimate sounds really tasty, right? And the rate positioning is really good, or the spell damage or something. Oh man, look at that extra damage I can do, right? Well, no. There's a saying in WoW. I played a lot of WoW back in the day, and there was a saying that said that DPS does no DPS, and that is very, very true. The more you can stay alive, the more damage you can do, and you already do a lot of damage, so getting that escape that Kael'thas lacks is really, really important. And again, you're really good at killing those mercenaries really fast, especially if there's more than two. It's really, really easy for you to do that because of the explosion of the living bombs. Again, right here, I'm gonna use the minions, as you can see right here. Boom, gone. Right? Very, very strong. And not only do you do damage to let's go into the fight right here real fast. You saw right that the living bomb doesn't really do that much if you only hit one person with it. It's all about those chin explosions right there, as you saw. Pretty insane. Because one living bomb and one explosion doesn't do that much, but when it starts chaining and they all start exploding at the same time, that's when it does the damage. So you gotta use those minions and those structures to your advantage to be able to get more explosions off. Alright, then again, I really want to make it clear to you guys. I'm gonna get this point across. If you're gonna learn anything from this game, it's gonna be one thing: use your ultimate whenever you can, because it only has a 40-second cooldown and it applies a lot of pressure. So if you're gonna take anything from this video, please let it be that. Please let it be. And I have to go back to base here because I got hit. Alright, so let's quickly go over the weakness of this build. And I think I mentioned it a little bit, is that you have to actually be somewhat close to the enemy to be able to pull off these combos. And in my other video, I made the Flame Strike build, and that one's more safe. So this one can do more potential damage, and it has less counterplay to it. But I really do think that it really depends on your playstyle, and you gotta choose what your playstyle is. I personally like the Flame Strike better, just with my playstyle, but I can see this working out so well from a lot of other players, so I do recommend it. Then again, because with higher MMRs and higher rankings, people are more careful. But anyways, right, so you've seen those minions to spread the living bomb, and you see the enemies just ticking off really fast. And right here, I'm gonna use the minions on my advantage to spread the living bomb. Alrighty, trying to stay a little bit on the back line, and I get minion blocked. Great. Hey, just hear those storm things, right? Getting blocked. I get explosions. That was really good. They all were right next to each other, so all the explosions, it just happened so beautifully. And that's what you're looking for late game, because if you get one of those, you win the team fight, you win the game. That's one of the things what makes this really powerful. So yeah, that's that. I mean, really high death timers, guys. That wins games. Okay, GG. Remember guys, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to subscribe because I have more videos coming. I actually just recorded a couple more, so if you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up, share it with people, and have a nice day, okay? See you in the next video. Bye.